different. This is the first time we have a fish, a giant bluefin, and the head is on the fish. Usually there is no head on it. My name is Mike Jacobs. I'm here because I'm a friend of Mr. Nobu Ashida. And Mr. Ashida is the purveyor for some of the finest sushi restaurants in the world. Many of them in Manhattan revere him because he knows all about quality. I'm a fisherman. I also worship good sushi. And I see what's happened in the United States of America when it comes to the quality of sushi. And the truth is, what most restaurants serve today, as far as sushi, by the time you're done with the mayonnaise, the flying fish eggs, and all of the other things, it lost the true essence of what sushi is all about. And I truly believe that once a year, my friends and I come here, we buy some of this tuna, and I'm not a salesman for them, I don't work for them. I'm a guy, as I said, that loves catching tuna, and most importantly, loves the quality of good sushi. When they sell this here, if you take a pound of this home, whatever cut you happen to like, and then make some rice, and then in the privacy of your own home, get some friends, you will not, outside of some of the finest restaurants in Manhattan, for $24 for one single slice, you won't find this. What's happened to tuna is, first of all, there are different kinds of tuna. I'll tell you quickly, the giant bluefin is the king of kings. Top of the line for sushi. Nothing like it. After that is big eye tuna. Big eye is also excellent. In my opinion, it doesn't reach the top of the chain like a giant bluefin, but it's very good. It does not have as much taro. Giant bluefin grow to about 1,500 pounds. 1,500 pounds. A big eye, they usually are about 175 to 300 pounds. They've gotten them up to 400, but they're not like giant bluefin in size. The third tuna I'm going to talk about is yellowfin. Yellowfin, in my opinion, is not as good for sushi. It doesn't have the fat content. It doesn't have the color. But when it comes to grilling tuna and cooking it, quite honestly, I almost prefer yellowfin for cooking more than I prefer bluefin. Bluefin is almost too rich. Yellowfin, when you go to a restaurant and you had sesame seared tuna, most of the time it's yellowfin. And the last one I'm going to talk about here is longfin tuna. Longfin are much smaller. By the way, yellowfin, most of them are 80 to 100 pounds that they sell. They can get also about the same as big eyes, 300, 400 pounds. But longfin are small. Longfins have very long fins, and when you cut them, the meat inside is white. It's not pure white, but it's nowhere as red as the other tunas. But when it comes to steaming it, when all your bumblebee tuna, chicken of the sea, all the canned tuna is white tuna that's also called albacore. So you have your longfin tuna, your yellowfin tuna, your big eye, and then the king of kings is right here, the bluefin. The other thing why I revere this fish, and many tuna like it, you can't really see it closely, but the way that Mother Nature builds these fish is nothing short of a miracle. The way this fin folds in, there's a crease here, right here where that goes down. The fin on top, the dorsal fin. This is amazing. This dorsal fin which comes up, now other fish it's always there, not with a tuna. With a tuna there's actually a pocket and it goes flush inside. It's a miracle. I don't know how all this works. I'm not going to get into religion, but man, yes. What's that? Oh, it's time to cut the fish, they told me. Well, if anybody has any questions while they're cutting it, let me know. They're going to cut it in 4 quarters. There are 4 loins of the fish. The top loin on right here, and then you have the bottom loin. The bottom loin is the fattier part of the fish. This is where the toro is, in the belly. Right here, very similar to us after we eat a lot of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Same situation. By the way, this fish came from Spain, but these fish also are caught locally. They're caught off of the coast of New Jersey, they're caught off of the coast of Long Island, and a big place for the fishery is Massachusetts, going out of Boston. Bluefin come very close to the shoreline. These fish will swim right close to the beach. Big eyes don't come in closer than 300 or 400 feet of water. Oh, what's that? Oh, no one bought it? Oh, okay, yeah. And, oh, let me take it. You want to take it out? Okay. Take a look at this. That's called collaring the fish. And a lot of people, there's a lot of good meat in there. That's sold, right? That's sold? That one's already sold. And what really determines the quality of a fish is the fat content. And these fish have very, very high fat content. When you look at the fish when he cuts it, a lot of you are used to seeing tuna fish that looks very red, kind of like a cherry lifesaver red. When you see a fish that's very red, without any striations of the white going through it, that's not a high quality fish. Because what makes the fish delicious is the fat content. It's similar to buying a piece of beef. If you go and buy a piece of beef and it's very red and there's no marbling in the beef, that will not be as good as a piece of beef that has a lot of marbling in it. These fish also have to age. After you catch the fish, you don't go home and cut it right away on a giant bluefin. Also similar to beef, they keep it in a saltwater brine for days and days because it changes for the better the consistency of the meat. Now he's going to cut it with this incredible sword. I'm always amazed the way that cuts through the fish. Now, the fat on the fish is concentrated more towards the outside. The inside of the fish does not have as much fat content, and you'll see when he cuts this, I'll show you. See this part where it's all more whiter looking? That's the fat. As you get to the center of the fish, you can see where it's already. My favorite part of it. It's also called skin tone. See the way it's whiter as you get to the skin tone. Center. Skin tone. And the belly has four tones. The gentleman asked a question about what is the best way to keep fish if you don't want to eat it all today. And I'm telling you, if for nothing else, this is going to be worth coming here. Because when it comes to keeping the fish, I am an expert. The way you keep any fish is the word that's most important is dry. What ruins fish and what makes it spoil in the refrigerator is water. That's the worst part of it. What you do is you take a piece of this fish, you wrap it in paper towels, and then when the paper towels get wet, you change the paper towels. As long as you keep this fish dry and very cold, the coldest part of your refrigerator, it will last a lot better. People that put fish in a plastic bag and then you see the water in there building up, it's the worst. The best way to do it is keep the fish dry, wrap it in a paper towel. When the paper towel gets wet, change the paper towel. That's the way you do it.